Good afternoon, or shall I say, great afternoon, traders and investors. Welcome to this Thursday edition of the closing print. Got Triple D here with me on this Thursday afternoon. Let me do a quick screen share, run down the commodities and futures, and then we'll just talk about another fantastic day on Wall Street, making a new all time high by a closing high by a nice margin here. We're up nearly 46 handles at 51.58. The buck, they don't like this dovish tone from Powell. That's down over 50 cents, under 103. Bonds flat, holding in there at 121. Crude quiet, down 28 cents to 78.86. Gold having another good day, up 940 at 2167.60. Silver, it was red this morning, but it's taking its cue from gold, up 8 cents, 24.57. In Bitcoin, just holding the bid near the recent highs of the move, up 770 at 68,530. Triple D, I hope you did not get rid of all your stuff and put it all in Nvidia. It's the Mag 1.
I should have. I should have just went all in, screw the diversification, just go all in Nvidia, and I'd be retiring right now. Unfortunately, you know me, I have a portfolio of stocks. Nvidia, SMCI, AMD became a big part of it, but I wish I was all in on those stocks. I mean, I wish I would went all in. When I talked NASA right off the hop, obviously Amgen didn't work out or hasn't been working out, but the other three have just been unbelievable. Nvidia, I think since I've tweeted, since I tweeted the NASA thing, I think it's up about 75 or 80% since then. AMD is up probably similar, 60, 70%. And then we know SMCI, we're talking about a stock that's up about 300 or 400% since, I came out with that acronym 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago. So I think it's official that we should, we've got to take the Amgen out of NASA because that was my original acronym. You allow you to throw in AVGO or ARM. Joel can pick the A because both of those work. Obviously, we're going to hear from AVGO tonight. So maybe you can hold your decision until tonight because if Broadcom blows it away, maybe you want to go with that. ARM Holdings is holding up here too. So you pick the A in the NASA.
Oh, man, can I get a K in there for Kroger? Let's go Kroger.
Joel with the call. I got buried on that. I was going to take you on a bet on that. Lucky I didn't because it was about 52 and a half. It was up $2. And I was like, I'd sell it. Well, that was the low of the day pretty much. And it's been straight up. Let's go Krogering. That's what it is. Let's go Krogering.
Oh, wow. Unbelievable. Now, I don't know. ARM, all these stuff. ARM after a big move up, you got another consolidation here. AVGO, if you want to take it into the print, you can take it into the print. Man, I don't know. These stocks have just reached, this is not an all-time high. I'll just say for the Broadcom, I don't know why they didn't keep the other symbol, but anyways, the all-time high, if you're looking for a potential target up there, 1438.17. The all-time closing high is at 1402.26. But how liquid are these things after an earnings report? They got to be pretty wild, right?
Your volume just went quiet. I don't know if that's on my end. It was fine, and then it just dropped down. So just check your volume settings here. I don't know. Like the run up in AVGO into the report here is fairly muted in the last 5 days. So, we're kind of where we were 5 days ago. So that's the good news. I expect them to blow it away for the simple reason, it is got the AI business part of it, obviously, as well. The chart sets up and again, technicals take a backseat when you have fundamentals news. So technicals usually don't matter as much, but it looks like it's ready to pop. It would not surprise me if they blow it away and they pop this thing. So I have no position in it. I've been long off and on for the last week. I like to be long ahead of reports. It's been good. The one day that I was actually short the thing was the loser day for me. So, it's just being long these stocks, especially these technology stocks that are just loved ahead of the reports is really working well. Marvell, it's up 14 points, Joel, in 6 days ahead of the report. So Marvell a little bit more, expectations may be higher just from investors being up that much in the report, where AVGO isn't up that much in the report. So it makes me a little more comfortable there. And then, we're going to get DocuSign, and we're going to get a number of stocks here tonight. Kramer was already talking about the Gap GPS. He's going to have the CEO on tonight. He was talking it up big time about a turnaround story here. AEO reversed viciously though. So retail, there's a tale of like 2, 3, 4 markets here. But I
Wow.
mean, you got the tech stocks that are just relentlessly bad. But retail, man, like the XRT has not participated in the recent rally. And the XRT is loaded up, with obviously, a lot of Walmarts and Costco's, which have really performed well. And Costco's going to report tonight too. This is a big run on sentence. But I mean, you look at the retail, what happened with JWN, what happened with Victoria's Secret, what happened, with AEO even this morning, the reversal, opening strong and now key reversal closing weak. They're not fans of retail.
Man, oh man, that VSCO never really recovered. Actually ended up opening it of its high of the session that was down $6. Foot Locker, I mean, after being down as much as it was yesterday, only to get up 15 cents. I will say you did, if you had to find something, I find something to positive in this one. You did make a higher low there in Foot Locker, and volume really came down from yesterday. So maybe you got all the sellers out of the stock. But man, I mean, you're gonna be busy. Your head's gonna be on a swivel.
These are big stocks reporting tonight. And
Yep.
wide variety of sectors, like obviously tech, we're talking AVGO and Marvell. DocuSign's going to be looked at too. But then, you get some retail in there with the Gap. You get, and Costco as well. Some smaller companies reporting next week. Just quick preview next week. There's we never get out of earnings season. It never
No,
ends.
never
Monday, we're
ends.
going to get Oracle. I'm still long Oracle in the long-term portfolio. We're also going to Sana. We're going to get Tuesday on holdings, ONON. You know that one that they've talked about, and it's been the one retail stock that's held up fairly well. We're also going to hear from Kohl's. Wednesday, we'll get Pinduoduo, Lennar, Dollar Tree, Williams Sonoma. And then Thursday, Adobe, big one there. Also, Ulta
Wow.
Beauty is going to be reporting on Thursday, Dollar General. So you never get to leave earnings season here. Lots of stocks, lots of stories still happening here. And I mean, it's hard market for the bears. We're up another 50 handles on the S&P. They had the one day, and I mean that one day 3 days ago, everybody's throwing in the towel. That's it. Nvidia's going to $500. I told you so. Everybody prancing around. Dan Nathan prancing around on CNBC with his bear shoes on. Right for a day, wrong for 2 months. That's what's happened here. Nvidia 922. Still haven't sold anything. My target's 1,000. Goes to 1,000. I may lighten up.
Man, I mean, if it goes up $36 a day, then that's not too far away. One thing, I had Josh. I was talking with him the other day. We had him on, and he put a little spread on, because he wanted to be long the Nvidia, and so he has that. But he just think that that's going to outperform AMD. Now, I know you kind of looked at the other side of that trade, and you thought AMD, being a smaller company, has more potential, but
It does.
yeah, but since he put that spread on, it's been working in his favor. Just for today, Nvidia up 4% and AMD up 0.32%. So, I mean, that's another way to play these things if you want to try and mitigate a little bit of risk, but by doing it dollar for dollar. But I know you've been on the other side of that, thinking more AMD can do a little bit of catch up. Let's just take a real quick look at Costco here. Boy, oh
All-time
boy.
highs.
Mm, Boy, oh boy, up 1177. I guess the only thing you can say is 800, maybe psychological resistance. And
It's
it,
running into the report. It's not an AI stock. So that's a consideration here too. I don't know if I'd chase in the report if I was long it. And this is one I wasn't playing ahead of the report. I should have been, obviously. I'd be selling ahead of the report. But these are always a coin flip event. I mean, sometimes I got the guts. Sometimes, the way I play things is I take a big position ahead of the report. And then if it moves in my favor quite a bit, maybe I hold a little piece through it just for fun. I did that on the Macy's. I did that on Palantir. The Palantir was fantastic. I did that because it ran from like, I don't know what it was, 16 to 17 and a half or something for the report. And I had gotten out and, I'd gotten out with like an 8 or 9% gain ahead of the report. And then I'm like, I'm going to take a little piece through. And then it gapped up to like 20, obviously on the report. And I sold that next day. I was like, it's nice to get the windfall. It just continues. It just continues. So, I mean,
do you remember the number I gave you this morning in Palantir? And I said that not only
no.
was it a daily number, I know I give a lot of numbers, but I said it was a monthly number. And just to get a perspective of, my technical analysis, when you see these kind of moves that blow the dailies and the weeklies away, you go to the monthlies. And Palantir has not been up in this area since near the end of 2021. Two pre-market or two monthly highs right at the $27 area. It did get to 27.50 today, but you do have some people ringing the register.
The AI story continues. I mean, I don't think it's going away anytime soon. Every time they pull back, it just continues. I mean, the worst thing that I've done is sell my SMCI. I mean, selling it, in stages all the way up because it felt like just overdone. But I mean, the things just continue to get overdone. I also sold half my AMD. So, like, I have regrets over selling any of these things. And they were fantastic winners for me. On SMCI, I started selling it when I'd over doubled my money. Then I tripled my money. I started selling a little bit more. And then I quadrupled my money. And I'm just like, I'm out. I quadrupled my money and, the stock went up that period in, 6 weeks. I had bought it back in like November or so. So I was in it for longer. It was really not doing much until the new year, but holy. Let's just take it over to the overall market here because here's a market that, we haven't seen this for a while. We have a lot of different sectors participating here today. It's been Nvidia, it's been a few stocks, but even Apple having a day here, Joel. Apple's up. 40 cents only, but it's at least green on the day. Tesla too. So Tesla and Nvidia up on the same day. You don't usually see that. Not in 2024.
Yeah, Apple up 40 cents. I mean, it's just out of favor, I mean, usually when it's moving its way down, Nvidia is catching up on that as far as market cap goes.
Yeah. And well, that's funny to think about. I never even thought, if we keep talking about Nvidia going up to Apple, what if Apple comes down to Nvidia? We never even thought about that as it comes back in. So now Nvidia only has to take out Microsoft and Apple. Microsoft's going to be a battle, but if Apple keeps falling, where are those market caps? Let's do the updates here. So if we go to our trusty Benzinga Pro here, we give them some love. Just bringing it up here and
well, you gave me a new thing too to keep an eye on, and this is where I get my updates here. And if you look on the screen, there you go. Now we like to combine the Googles, and I think that comes in at like 3.38. But look at that, and look at what's going on today.
Yeah.
Apple 5.77, Nvidia, and Dennis, people don't know. Oh wait, I got to share my screen in order for people to see this. People don't know how long we have been following this. We've been following this so long that GE was the top component in the S&P. GE.
Cool. Yeah, well, I know that's funny to think about GE. That's what goes to show you, the leaders today will not be the leaders tomorrow. So you never always want to just be all in and marrying one thing. You know what the market cap race is here now? Nvidia closing it fast. Nvidia is now worth 2.21 trillion. Apple's come down to 2.61 trillion. There's only 400 billion separating these two companies. Nvidia's been putting on 100 or 200 billion, it seems like a day. I mean, there's the possibility that Nvidia could pass Apple here soon if these trends continue. Now, Microsoft, quite a bit higher here. We'll just bring up the Microsoft market cap here. Having a little trouble with my Pro. It's working slow. I'll yell at Benzinga for that. Microsoft's still up at 2.9.
We never yell. We never yell.
No, we never yell. 2.98 trillion. So there you go. I mean, Nvidia is only 800 bill back of Microsoft and only 400 bill back of Apple now. Can it do it? Can Nvidia? I've said on the show that I think Nvidia could eventually be the most valuable company in the world. The way it's tracking, it could do it maybe this year. That would be crazy.
And if Apple falls behind Nvidia, then man, it's still got a pretty good lead on Amazon because I mean, there's I'm talking as percentage weighting in the S&P there because it's excuse me, Apple 5.77, Amazon 3.71. But before I let you go, I just want to bring up a stock that's reporting after the close,
Yeah,
and it's DocuSign, right? And I know this is not, it's had a decent comeback, but just, wasn't someone kicking the tires on this thing a while ago, when it had that big move from 44 to 64? And I can't remember who it was, and I don't know if they turned down the deal, but look how it came back in there. It came into the $50 area. Like I said, I don't know if the deal's still alive or not, but I know that sometimes you like when, there's rumors,
yeah.
something goes up, then it comes back. It did come down to the original point of origin. That would be 44, but I don't know. Hard to be short a stock like DocuSign, especially with that big burst that it had up to 64.
It's
But
like Zoom. DocuSign's like Zoom. The multiples, 18 forward multiple. It seems like, wow, why wouldn't I buy DocuSign? But again, it's just that. Like it's one product. We sign, all the lawyers, you buy a piece of real estate, it's done with DocuSign. Awesome product, but we need some diversification. We need them to come up with something new. Zoom, same thing. Stop being so reliant on streaming. And I mean, there could be easy, barriers. Now, DocuSign's like becoming like a verb. It's so well, so it'll be hard for somebody to just come in and take it. But there's other alternatives to it as well. So I'm just not, jumping in here and saying, yeah, this is huge growth here. I don't know if the growth is there for Zoom and DocuSign. And that's why these stocks have just been stuck in the mud for so long. Show me a new product. Show me something. Zoom, DocuSign, both show me stories. Until they show me something, I'm not putting my capital there.
okay, I just wanted to mention Rivian. It had a catalyst that's having a
Yeah,
good day.
huge
I know,
day.
yeah, I know someone in the chat picked it up right around that $10 area. And we're like, hey, lean on it. Hopefully you can get into the gap area. They had a catalyst with an event. And then I think, was there a rating? I'm trying to think if there was I mean,
Jeffries
yeah, Jeffries.
came out with a buy last
yeah.
night. I thought about buying it actually. It was trading just over. It was trading flat because the market was down so much last night. So you could have bought it like 11.15. Should have, obviously. I didn't. Kind of kicking myself for that now. It's up 15% today. Did not see that rally coming here. But I mean, the S&P is fully reversed here too. We're 75 points off the lows,
That's
overnight lows.
crazy the way it got
So
down like
that's,
that,
I don't know
right?
why it went down so far overnight, but it did. So AV is having a day here. I mean, Tesla's rallying, with that too. Obviously, Lucid just always goes down here, and Fiskars, it seems like it's on the death march. But Rivian, I say, is another number two player. So if you think EV is going to turn it around here, there's a turnaround story for you, maybe.
No, and we went the whole broadcast without talking about Pump and Powell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what did he say? What did he say that you liked and you don't like? Because I didn't
Nothing. He
look.
didn't say anything new.
Nothing
He's
new.
dovish. He stayed independent.
Mm.
We'll cut when we need to. We
Yeah.
gotta whoop inflation. So yeah, really nothing new on that one. I'm gonna throw one stock at you from RAG. RAG hasn't been around in a while. He wants our thoughts on Spotify. SPOT.
I give them money every month. My wife is a big fan. We use it, listen to music on it. It's run a long ways. It's come back a long ways from 71. I mean, it was probably, a lot of stocks were just way overdone to the downside a year and a half ago, and now it's come up. I like to go look, at the, financials a little bit here too. Forward P on this puppy's 89, so you're not buying a cheap stock. Maybe the growth is there. Maybe you can grow into that multiple. $52 billion market cap. They got some sales, but it's the sales are a fraction of a
Where's the AI? Show me the AI in Spotify.
I don't see an A or an I in it.
I see an I, but that's
Not on the ticker.
oh, not in the ticker. Okay, I'm gonna get Triple D. I'll let you skedaddle out of here. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do some ticker time.
yeah.
RAG. You know what I'm gonna tell you here, RAG. Looking at this Spotify chart, you basically have. I mean, I'll throw out that 270.27 area, and I'll say you got someone that wants out of a piece at 272. Three of your last four highs in Spotify have been between 271.56 and 272.08. So there you have an institution. You have a bigger boy trying to scale out at that area. So they keep an eye on it. If you want to, if you want another leg higher, you've already surpassed the 50% of the move. Then you got to clear that $272 area there for Spotify. One other thing I will say a little bit on the concerning end here to me is you might be running out of buyers because wow, and we still have 10 minutes left in the session,
Yeah,
but
and I'm going
this
to go, Joel. I know you were letting
oh,
me go.
I thought I
Yeah,
told
sorry. I didn't know if I was released or not. I'm
you're
in the
fired.
background.
You're
I'm leaving.
fired. Go, go, go. I already thought you were gone. Um, let's see here. Uh, as I was saying, the volume is really tapering off today. So you see this RAG? Look at this. I mean, when's the last time it traded 100K? It's been a long, wow, man. When's the last time it traded under 100K? Was back on January 3rd. And that doesn't necessarily mean the move cannot continue. But man, you're gonna have to find another round of buyers. And you know where you'll find those round of buyers? If it clears 272. Okay, Walter Lyon says 1.45 billion to the buy side. Wow. If you're waiting to buy now after being able to buy all day, well, good luck to you. But those imbalances have not moved the market yet. We just had a little bit moved down. We got some more tickers coming in. Rustical, good to see you. Travis Mann in the house talking about Tesla. Now, this is an interesting move for Tesla here. You did match yesterday's low right to the penny, set 173.70, matching lows in that area, $6 above it. You could lean on that, man. Lean on that low. Trading a buck off the highs of the session. If you're looking for more targets, 181.58 and 184.59 for Tesla. But, nothing like a double bottom. All right, Jay Rice is giving me credit on Kroger. Well, I didn't take a bear stance on that one. I was just thinking if it could hold a 52 bid. And man, look at the low of the day. Open 52 and a quarter. Probably people that bought the open got a little nervous when it went to 51.73, but big day. Let's go Krogering. What else do we have going on here? We are moving up to the close. We have 8 minutes left. I don't know if that's the real Spencer Israel in there. I don't know how many Spencer Israels there could be in the world, but he's asking about Pin Duo Duo. 43 cents. Trying to pick a bottom and pin duo duo. I would say that the best thing that you could hope for would be just a couple other lows in this area. You did have look at all this consolidation. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matching range days right back here at the end of November. You filled the gap. A lot of times after a gap fill, you see a turnaround. So not a bad area. Let's see if we can do a similar pattern to this, holding the gap and then turning around. Don't know what fundamental news are. The earnings come out overnight for Pin Duo Duo. If you want to buy it on strength instead of weakness, there's a double top at 120 in the 122.75 area. And I will just say this going back to the middle of February, it had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 day losing streak and then a 2 day win streak. Now it's had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 day losing streak. Looks maybe to be snapped today, but best thing you could ask for is a little bit of quiet consolidation in Pin Duo Duo. Boom. What else do we have going on? Teddy the Spoo. That's a new one. Taiwan Semiconductor. How's Taiwan up $9 play? I bet you Warren wishes he would have stuck in this one, huh? Look at this, man, busting out to a new all-time high. Chips, boy, oh boy, up $9. This is just participating in the rally now. I guess if you want to take anything from the SMCI, AMD, Nvidia, I mean, maybe try and put a stop in lower. I know people hate getting taken out on stops, but if you put a stop at the highest low of the move, that's a good. What was today's low? Boom, boom, boom. 144.15. Comfortable with that. If you're looking for incremental targets over the course of time, keep an eye on the 9-day average trading range and maybe use that if it starts to move up again higher. S&Ps, you blink for a second, had a little dip, 51.60, pressing into the close. High frequency traders getting in ahead of that print of the 1.4 billion to the buy side here. So here we are, 51.66. This is going to be a new all-time closing high in the S&P 500 index futures by 20 handles. That's nothing to sneeze about. Got a question here. AVGO trading at the highs of the session. If you want a potential target on a pop, all-time high 1438.17. That is the all-time high, all-time closing high 1402.26. That is for Broadcom. We are rounding the final turn here, coming into the final few minutes of the session. You guys let me know what else you're looking at. Gabe Fabe, I believe he's across the pond. He watches this at night. Oh boy, what do you got here, Gabe Fabe? Just missing the all-time high. That's 1169.50. But you are posting a new all-time closing high. Wherever it closes today, it's going to improve on the all-time closing high by about $30. The other thing I would just say is volume coming down a little bit. I don't know. You don't hear me mention a volume a whole lot, but the volume is kind of leaking and coming out of this one. So you're going to need another fresh round of buyers to take that back up to the all-time high. What else do we need to take a look at? Oh, I wanted to touch on this one with Triple D, and I didn't. The old bad news. Good news is bad news for somebody. Novartis, man, no stopping Novartis, trading up new all-time high here. And this has some people thinking about what's going on with VKTX. Boom. What I mentioned on this one, and when a stock has a run up like this, okay, what I think about when they do a big offering is to use that point as a resistance, and if it gets above it, support. Well, that offering's at $85, and I bet you the people that bought it that offering at 85, they had a couple days to wiggle out of it, but I'm sure they were not expecting that Novartis news today. Let's see here. We talked about Lilly. Lilly being Lilly, we talked about that getting to bad news, but getting back to unchanged on the session. Well, it did that and then some. Lilly having a good day. Really had a good day. Going with the spoos, but really Viking Therapeutics being hit by that Novartis news or Nova Nordis, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Why do I say Novartis? Why do I think that? Nova Nordis. There you go. Thank you, Jay, for the correction. You're very good at that. Okay, folks, we do have 1 minute. We are going into the final turn. MDB earnings in 10 minutes. Will it get snowflaked? Dan Back, he likes to play the earnings. If you lose $400, get out of the way because I do see a couple intermediate lows, but the next area of at least three lows in the same area is not till the $383 area. So keep an eye on that if you lose 400. If you get a nice pop on this thing, this was just over 500 in the middle of February, an area of three highs in a row comes in at, just call it 448. 8. So here we go, folks. The final 15 seconds on just another amazing day here on Wall Street. Powell, it seems like people had an inclination Powell was going to continue his dovish talk all last night. We had a big reversal in the S&Ps, a little selling into the close. Closing under 51.60. That's why you have to be careful with those buying balances. I'm going to call it 51.59 with my naked eye. But folks, tune in tomorrow. We got a host of earnings to cover. We got Costco, Big Bear AI, Marvel, Broadcom, DocuSign, and then we got a jobs number at 8:30 a.m. Folks, me Schneider joining us at 8:35. Everyone get a good night's sleep. I know Thursday's a bar night, but I want you all staying home and being ready for tomorrow's pre-market prep show.